are enemies of peace, and it has them hot, hotter than fish grease. So what I want to do right now, guys.
Okay, so number one, Beyonce was seen wearing a Buffalo Soldiers shirt. That's what you need to understand. Okay. First of all, shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers. I have a distant great grandfather or so who was a Buffalo Soldier. I actually have a picture of him. All right, let's continue.
I'm going to play you a plethora of responses to Beyonce wearing this shirt. It's going to give both sides of perspective and things of that nature. So it's not going to be no bias, all right? So check this out, and I'll be back to close the video.
Beyonce, what the We're the enemy? We come to your country to bother y'all? We're not the ones that jumped on some ships and crossed the whole ocean to go kidnap y'all and bring you back in chains.
Okay, you're wrong. Number one, no one is the enemy. Number two, Black folks, indigenous folks, we're already over here, ma'am. We were already here, ma'am, by the millions. We were in America. We were before America. Okay, we were here. We're original. We've been here. Okay, not all of us were brought on slave ships, ma'am. That is a myth, ma'am. Not all Black people came from the slave ship, the boat, like you just said. Ma'am, you are very incorrect. Millions of Black folks were indigenous, or actually the true Native Americans, okay? In the first place, there's a lot of fake Native Americans, okay? Just like there's a lot of fake Jewish people. Don't get me started, ma'am. All right, continue.
Wasn't us. We're not the ones that slaved y'all out for 400 years. We were the ones standing next to you while they were slaving y'all out. That was...
Well, actually, what really happened is in some cases, okay, some Native American tribes, whether they were real Native Americans, where they were true indigenous people or not, in some cases, they actually were against Black folks. They turned their backs on Black folks. And you know what? It's so interesting because Beyonce, her history is Akkadian. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute.
The most tone deaf that I've ever seen from a celebrity, especially somebody like you. But I'm glad that now we see you for who you really are, and we see everything for what it really is. You said what you said, you did what you did, now stand on that shit.
Okay, so what we're gonna stand on is the fact, again, that Black folks were already here, that there is something called fake Native Americans, not even the true Native Americans, not even the true indigenous people. I'm not saying that that young lady is part of that, okay? But what I am saying is that Beyonce, not even talking about the Buffalo Soldiers, let's just put that down for a minute. Beyonce is actually Akkadian. The Akkadians came from France. They migrated to Canada. They got together actually with they got together with the Native Americans, and some of the tribes back then were the Micmac. Beyonce could possibly be part of the first 5 nations, okay, because the Micmac was one of the tribes within the first 5 nations. Those French people got together with the Native American people, and they merged together. And then during the French and Indian War, those French people were actually put on slave ships by the British because they would not take the sides of the British. And so they were put on slave ships. This was one of the largest European genocides. And those same Frenchmen and women actually were shipped to places like Louisiana. This is before the Bayou, okay? And this is where the word Akkadian is where the word Cajun comes from. So it's really important to know our history. Now, as far as the Buffalo Soldiers and all that, that's a history unto itself. But for this woman to sit up here and say that she wasn't the one that went and got Black folks and put them on the slave ships, assuming that we were not already here, ma'am, you're wrong. You're dead wrong, ma'am. You're dead wrong. Okay.